Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of SOC Talks with Joy and Shawn. I even mess up on the title sometimes.
Not even have that written down somewhere.
I know.
Like, put it on the top of your screen.
Crazy, but we're glad to have you here today, and we are like super excited here today.
Absolutely.
We have one of our colleagues, Cathie Petterson from Orange, California. You know, we should see us trying to coordinate this time. Anyways, Cathie, we're so excited to have her on here today because of a lot of reasons, but she's going to give us a lot of great ideas. But she just recently promoted to executive, a rank advanced to executive in our company. Yay, Cathie! Congratulations for that. On top of that, at Qualified, you're one of the top 10 affiliates of the year. So yeah. We're super excited to have you. And Cathie, how did you do it? You know, it's work to get to where you are, to become an executive. We all know that. And everybody else out there wants to know, how did you do
it? The floor is yours.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Well, I think a lot of things went into it. One of my, probably the biggest thing that pushed me in volume and things like that is when I joined BNI. So I joined BNI a year ago, January, because I really was looking at my customers and my business at that point. And I did pretty well that holiday season, and I made the bonus and did all that. But I knew that come January, they weren't going to stay on, because a lot of my customers were solopreneurs and not businesses. And so I had been intimidated by BNI for a long time. I had visited a couple, but I was in another like a women's networking group at the time, and so they conflicted. BNI rules were that I couldn't be in another exclusive group. And so I kind of made the decision of switching because I knew I needed to be in front of businesses. I think that's the main thing that changed in my business from just hustling everyone, and just, which is great. I mean, I share it with everybody, but the businesses are the ones that are the consistent throughout the year.
Sure.
It just becomes part of their marketing budget. And so that changed the trajectory of my business. Plus, I had a couple of affiliates that actually were, a lot of us have, so many affiliates, and they're just affiliate in name only, right? And then I did get a couple that are actually using it. And my one, Sherry, she became a senior manager just a couple weeks ago. She just joined us in December.
Wow.
So she's moving right along, and she's in real estate, so she has a lot of connections, and so that's my one leg that's really doing quite well. And then my daughter, my daughter inherited my mom's account when my mom passed 2 years ago. And, she didn't really do a lot with it for, she was doing other things and stuff. But this past January, she kind of took another look, and now she's like drunk the Kool-Aid, I guess. She's definitely a send out card person. And she joined a different BNI in our region in March. And so now I have those two legs that are working really well. Nice. So the last maybe 2 months, I've been, between 96 and 99% of my volume, like every week, right? I get up to 99, and then Sunday or whenever they reset.
Then Monday morning came.
So that was happening every week for several weeks. And it was the Friday before Labor Day. I looked at my numbers, and I was $1,600, in volume away. And that was the closest I'd been. So I took the leap and decided to ask. I put it out on Facebook that I'd have a contest, and I gave away tickets for different things that people could do. Like if they bought a system package, it would be 5 tickets. If they got a subscription, I think it was 2. I don't know. I had a couple different tickets. And it was a drawing for a $150 Amazon card. And the cool thing was it wasn't the prize that made people do it. And that's what warmed my heart, because it was really, I had built relationships with these people. You know, they were my customers, they were my friends and family that had seen me on Facebook and everything, and people that were kind of on the fence. That was enough to get them. Yeah. And I even had, I'm sorry?
More so wanting to help you than the $150.
Yeah,
nice,
exactly.
nice.
And so that was amazing. And I think a lot of ask, but when you're that close and people want you to succeed, of course, so they're your friends, they're your family. And I even had, I know a lot of you have heard my Gettle air conditioning story. He had, so he's been a customer of mine for 2 years, and he is on the 97, but he's never bought the system bundle. And I've told him, you know, he'd save, I don't know, 50 cents a card and brownie, you know, but he just never did it. And so he was one of the people that I messaged on Facebook that Friday evening. And on Saturday, he was just so generous. I mean, he bought a bundle. He asked if he could buy a second one. And, you know, he came up with a whole nother idea for his company. He decided he wanted to send a card and a gift to the spouses of his employees, thanking them for sticking by, you know, the employees over the summer. You know, it's a crazy summer for HVAC, right? And during COVID and everything. And so that we weren't able to implement that day. But it's something that now will come into my volume and stuff down the line. So nice. It just opened a lot of doors just by asking.
Yeah. So how did you word it? I mean, how did you ask it for our listeners listening? I mean, that have this block. And it's funny because last night on my team call, somebody said that, like, you just come out and ask, you know, it's like, yeah, I said, go find her post and you'll see, you know, kind of thing. So it's a mind block. It's a mind block for a lot of people.
Yeah. I think I just said, you know, I'm super close to ranking to executive within my company, and I just need a few more, you know, orders, or I can't quite remember exactly what I said, but it was really just, hey, I'm super close. Anything you can do can help. Or if you know someone, you know, that wants their holiday cards and things. So it's just a memory jogger too. Mm-hmm. And people that are planning on doing it anyway in a month or whatever, just decided to do it for me then. So, but one funny thing is I did have a customer who her system package was going to expire like today, I think, the 16th of September. And she knew she wanted it again. So we had it all planned. She was going to call customer service that Saturday and see if they could just run it through, you know, a week early. But we forgot it was Labor Day weekend, so they were closed.
Oh no!
So I totally thought I lost it because I thought, oh my gosh, that's $400. But then I had someone I wasn't decide to do it, you know, that day too. So it ended up working.
Oh my gosh, that's too fun. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, it's you know, when did you decide that you were going to run and make this happen? Is it just when the numbers started getting a little closer and started getting to that percentage? It's like, okay, I got to do this, and this is what I want to.
Well, I knew at last year's convention that I told myself I wanted to be executive by this convention, and that was kind of my goal.
Okay.
And I just kept watching my numbers and having the other, you know, a couple team members that were actually working it and moving up and rank advancing. That's a lot of incentive there. You know, that's just keeping them motivated and all of that. It becomes a different game, right? It's different when just you than when you're now have a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you need their help. I mean, like we were talking to get to senior manager, you can do that on your own.
Yeah.
So I can just put my head down, go to work, sign people up, do the form. But when you want to go to the next level and continue to move up, then it is a little shift in mindset where I need to help other people be successful and grow their team. So that's part of it too. So you've done that as well. So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. That's so awesome. So, and I know, you were on a recent call with the SOC the Wow team, and we were talking about, there's so many of us that are working towards, and I think all of us have already earned the VIP leadership, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll all be there in January, but there's so many people that are really close, and one of the qualifications is those 395s. And people really have I won't say mind block. It's just they don't know how to ask for that. They don't know, they know they need it, but they don't, So, and I know last year you said in the fall, in October, November, how many did you bring on in that time period?
I think it was about 10.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that what the world wants to know, Cathie, is how did you do that? What did you say? How did you make that happen?
Well, so I said this in my talk with Cody the other night. I'm a pretty shy person. I really am. I'm not outgoing. I'm much better in networking now than I was a couple years ago, but it's still, it's not my natural state. And so I always felt that I had to do things, just differently. Words I used, I used a keynote perfectly timed. It was, I believe, in October last year, where that's all I talked about was a system package. And I talked about how, right now we can touch your clients 4 times between now and the end of the year, so I made that a big deal. I think the system bundle is the bargain of the century. I mean, I think it's crazy for anyone who sends any number of cards not to get it. And so I think that also mindset of, I noticed when I was first doing it, I would say, it's $395, but you get 300 cards. It was kind of like the way I was saying it, I noticed I was kind of like justifying this amount of money, whereas it's a deal, it's a bargain. So I think once you kind of get that in your mind that, yeah, you're paying $395, but you're getting so much stuff. I mean, the access to the campaign store, all of that. I signed up a couple attorneys recently, and they're just like, it's a no-brainer for them.
Sure.
It's, of course we want the system bundle. We want those drip campaigns. We want, we don't have time to design all these cards. We want to set it and forget it. So anyone who wants to have that convenience, the system bundle is just, it's a slam dunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think once you have that mindset, it's a little bit easier to convince people.
I was going to say, I totally agree with that. You're selling them because it's a great deal.
Yeah.
Where people that aren't selling it think, God, it's $395. And for most businesses, that's a drop in the bucket. And when you say you get 300 cards, you get the campaign store, all those cards that are already pre-made, you get all that stuff. And yeah, it's set it and forget it then. So it is the mindset. Yeah. You want to do next year? Let's set it up today. Well, tomorrow I got a meeting today, but no, but it is. I mean, it's that mindset that I don't think it is a deal. And if you have that, like you do, it's an easy sale. It's an easy add-on. So good for you. Yeah. Right. Great for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Don't use the word but. I like that because I found myself doing that too. But you get 300 cards. No, it includes 300 cards, So yeah.
Or your first 300 cards are free, kind of a thing.
True. Yep.
Now, Kathy, just out of curiosity, are a lot of these people, do they stay on the 97 and the 395, or do they start with, do they just do the 17, or?
It kind of depends. So like my HVAC guy, he sends brownies all the time. So he's on the 97 because he wants the best price for the brownies.
Well, gift sender, you want to get them where the best price is. Yeah.
Right. But then I have other companies that know they aren't going to send any heartfelt cards. They just know they're only going to be sending group cards, whatever. So they're on the 17 plus the bundle. But they do occasionally, like if they know they're going to send maybe gifts out to a certain group of their clients at a certain time, maybe they'll pop up for that month to get the better pricing on the gifts. But the majority of them, gosh, I have people on all of them.
Yeah. And I think that goes down to like when you're talking to them to begin with, you're finding out ahead of time what it is they're wanting to do, and see where that goes. And then you have a better way to kind of guide them a little bit, on what makes the most sense, with it. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, I know Cody asked you at the end, what words of wisdom do you have for all of us listening, and kind of give us your top 2 things that you think these 2 things really help me out, or what should somebody be doing consistently?
Well, sending cards always.
Well, that's duh. No.
And how many do you send a day, Kathy, out of curiosity?
I meant to do an average because I was curious. I know I send way more now than I did a year or 2 ago. I probably average 5 to 10 a day.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Individual ones, right?
Yeah.
One-to-one cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I did it. So this coming Friday is, I think it's the 18th, right? 18th is Friday.
Yes.
Hug a greeting card writer day.
Oh, really? How did I miss that one? Wow.
So I did a quick little flat card, enjoy this paper hug. And, I sent that out to a bunch of people last night. And, I think I said this with Cody too. You've got to fill your heart. You need to do things that make you happy. Like when I sent those cards to the nursing home, that filled me up doing that. That's actually a funny story because so my mom was in the same nursing home 2 years ago. It was it's actually a community. It's active seniors all the way to skilled nursing.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big facility. They have 150 or so residents. And, all I was thinking about during this pandemic was 2 years ago, my mom was there. And if she were still alive, I wouldn't be able to see her. And it just broke I couldn't stand it. And so I started I connected with my contact there, and I asked how many residents were there, and if I could send them some cards. And at the beginning, I thought he was going to open them all. And so it was around Easter. So I sent some Easter ones. I sent some Passover ones. I sent some birthday ones. I sent some get well ones. They were kind of more specific. But then about a week into it, he called me up laughing because he wasn't opening them up. He was just passing them out. And so when someone got kind of a weird one, it actually made everyone laugh. So it actually kind of was like the mystery card, what you're going to get.
What am I going to get this week?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. It's June.
But laughing is so important, especially right now. And when you just need to fill your heart. You need to do your business and meet with people and network. And I would also suggest BNI. If you're not in BNI, check it out. But do those fun cards. Do in unexpected things. I think Talk Like a Pirate Day is also coming up. That's one of my favorite ones. Just have fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
We're preaching to the choir here, so thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, it's so funny when we do our SOC talks. There's a lot of people that'll say something to us down the road that they really picked up this and that, and it's funny the things people pick up. It's like, oh, I don't even remember that, or something that resonated with them, and that's why we do these. I mean, we really just enjoy, being able to chat through anything, because we're all the same. We're all human. We all have ideas, and we all have always open for more ideas, but I tell you, the sending of the cards are, that's what, Cody talks about it all the time, and you got to have it in your heart to do it, and if I laugh because I'm the 5 to 10, but then if there's that day, it's like, oh my gosh, I just didn't have time, and so the next day you like double up, and then all of a sudden, whatever, 5 days later, 6 days later, you're getting all these messages, thanking you for the card, and it's like it fills you up all over again, right? So
it's funny because once you become like that level 4 card sender, right? You hear something or you see something, and automatically in your mind it's a card already. That's how you think, oh, I gotta send a card for that.
Yeah. Well, Shawn and I were sharing last week. We had gotten some new cards that in the catalog, and I saw this one card and said, oh my gosh, I love this card, and it was a drop card with the gratitude across there, and I had found this beautiful picture, and that you borrow from Facebook, people put all this stuff out there, and I put it on there in gratitude, and then it was like, who do I send this to? Then it was just like, who comes to your mind, to do that, I mean, you could do everything. So it's just do it, because the person that you're sending to needs it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, well, Cathie,
thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Congratulations again.
Congratulations to you too.
Yeah. Get to see each other in November for the live virtual event.
Yeah. The live virtual event. Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah,
don't know what that's
really
going to look like. So,
well, congratulations again. And,
senior executive.
Yeah. New executive. Yeah. Welcome to the ranks, right? So it's all good and inspiring. And thank you everybody for watching. And we'll see you next week on SOC Talks.
What is it? Okay.
SOC Talks.
SOC Talks with Joy and Shawn. Thank you, Cathie.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.